Hi guys, welcome. I'm doing a video for you. Welcome to my greenhouse, which is really more used as my sanctuary. Like, welcome to my church. This is where I come to think, this is where I come to cry, this is where I come to meditate. I'm normally in here if the weather permits, and I'm talking about if it's not too freaking hot, about I don't want to, like, I guess around 3 hours a day. But you'll also find me out in the garden, which you really can't see because the pollen's really bad right now. So basically the trees are sperming everywhere and they've gotten it on everything. Okay, but welcome out here because I am actually just kind of floored with the amount of views that I have been getting from the February 2019 Cancer general reading that I did for you guys. And I actually had to go back and watch it again because when I get into the general readings, it's almost like it's a flow, right? I don't retain it. So it comes down and it comes out to you guys, and then it's kind of like I don't remember a lot of what I say, and I don't really like I don't like listening to my own voice, so it's hard for me to watch the videos, and I definitely don't know how to do any of the editing or anything. So, but that's all part of my journey, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about. And these are just kind of there's no cards today. I'm being told that there is no need for the visual aids to help you guys see that if the reading resonated with you, then you'll also get something from this, whether or not it resonates. But if it doesn't matter if you're on the beginning part of your spiritual journey or if you have been on your spiritual journey for a while, this is just kind of so this is what's happening, kind of a thing. But I know that for me it was very difficult when I finally realized what the process was, and I'm very much my life was very organized. I'm very much a reality kind of person, and making do with what you have, and like really taking care of what you have. So okay, so I've had paint, like jars of paint that I use for certain crafts and whatnot, and I've had this paint since I was like 15 years old because I haven't used it all yet, but I take really good care of it, right? So 15, about 20 years I've had this paint, y'all, because I'm 36. So, oh, sorry about me kicking my cool little tripod thing. So my journey has been excruciating for me, in the sense is that I'm having to rely on myself without physically doing anything, if that makes sense. So if you are somebody and all of a sudden you're like, am I going crazy? What is going on? What the hell is going on? And it seems like nothing is working. It's like you can think, for me, all right, so I have a big family, and I'm very good in reality, right? And it took me a while. I really started to come to realize just exactly how much I had done in my life before I really realized that I was on this spiritual journey. Okay, so you think when I really started coming to this realization, it was about right when I started turning 30. All right. My neighbors are, I'm nosy, sorry y'all. Okay. So I'm used to accomplishing things, getting things done, and I'm very good at being organized about it because, like I said, I have a big family, right? I got a total of 7 kids because I have a stepdaughter. She is 19 now, expecting my first grandbaby, actually. So she doesn't live at home, but we still have 6 kids at home. We adopted 3 through the state system, and it's been and owning a business as well. And so it was kind of like a juggling act, right? But this whole entire time I'm just focused on the physicality, you know, making sure that what we have is taken care of, making sure that I'm keeping up with everything, making sure that everything's organized. So I have a household binder, right? And everything was really organized. Like it was so easy to run my household. It was like I probably could have used this system and taken it right into a hotel or something and been like, ta-da, because it was amazing. All right, so I've got this, and when I really, really, like, when I became aware of my spiritual journey, and I still am not quite sure how to label exactly it is what my particular gifts do. The closest I can come around is like almost like spiritual counseling in a sense, so kind of like a support group. I don't know, like I said, it's all kind of like flowing. All right, but when I really started on my journey, I could see my binder and everything. I didn't have to add anything to it or do anything. It was literally simple, 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 but I couldn't make myself do any of it. Everything was just kind of like falling apart. It was really quite scary. And if you remember in the video, and I'm happy I remember this, the meadow card, right? The vulnerability card. And like I said, you're supposed to be out in this meadow now because you are the sun, and this purification is the rain, and it's what makes everything grow. Okay? But if you're on this spiritual journey, there is a reason, and there is something that triggered you to choose it. And you might not be aware of your triggering or what it was that initially got you going. But it's almost like certain events, everything lined up perfectly, like a key in a lock, right? You're not even aware that it happened. It went in and it was done. Psh, it's done. Kind of in a sense. And what I have really come to notice with a spiritual awakening is that these triggers are like from past traumas, okay? Childhood, adolescence, adulthood, it doesn't matter. It's probably been kind of ongoing is always what I have felt and I have seen. So if it is different from you or for you, I would really love to know that so I can expand my knowledge and awareness on the situations. But you think that as your gifts emerge, the traumas emerge with them. And that's where hiding in the forest, not being in the meadow, came from. Because it's almost like anytime your light shined in the past, something came and just kind of like knocked you. And that's why it's when you think of like the taboo beliefs and everything, that's why it's so secretive, right? Because it's almost like it gets shut down, it gets shut down, it gets shut down. And so the key is or what I have found is that it's like, boom, you're like, here's some of your gifts, right? Ta-da, you got some of these gifts, and they amplify as you go along. I know if you're becoming aware of your gifts, if you're becoming aware of your abilities, if, like I said, if you're putting together your mural on your wall, right? It gets stronger, it gets powerful, it gets brighter, in a sense. But the more your gifts show up, it's almost like your soul is automatically going to choose your truth. But the trauma and everything is what is in a sense, what has blocked you, okay? But it wasn't so much as a block as you can, what I got shown is it was more like field research. Up until this point, it was like you had to experience these things, you had to become aware of these things, you had to feel and know these things on a very personal level, so that way when you did make your shift and your gifts and abilities were not going to stand behind the trauma no more, that's when that trauma gets transmuted, right? And the more your trauma clears, the more your gifts amplify. And then your gifts and abilities are going to want to continue to amplify, because they're like the healing cells in your body, right? That's going to attack the trauma. And kind of take it away from spirituality for a second and let's put it on science. Our bodies, our blood cells, there's this chemical that we produce, right? And our blood cells are addicted. They're like little fienders, like this chemical crackhead, okay? Every single one of our blood cells, every single one of them. Now, our blood cells don't distinguish from the happy chemical and the sad or negative chemical, okay? They look identical to each other. It doesn't matter which one's which. All right, all your blood cells know is that this is what you want. This is what they want, and they are going to get it. And I'm going to tell you how scientifically, how I researched it and explored it, right? These traumas and everything, what has kept you out of that meadow is that chemical, okay? Because the chemical was one chemical. And so when speaking like stop and nourish yourself, pamper yourself, it's almost like you start feeling better, right? In any situation, whatever is going on with you in your life right now, but you kind of feel good, right? You get to a point where you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's going on? What's going on? Because it's like you feel it, right? You feel it. You feel it coming on, okay? And then it's like that feeling of, oh no, of the fear and the more, we'll call them the more negative emotions, really just kind of start plummeting, right? Now, this is why this happens, right? Because like I said, our blood cells are like little crackheads, and they're going to get this chemical no matter what. So what they do is they hold back a bit of it, all right? So they hold back that part of that chemical for when you are feeling good, okay? Because when you're so used to making, when your body and your body's automatically used to making this one chemical, right? It does it in a repetitive state. It pulls up and it's going to grab what it's used to. So if you have been trauma and the abuse, that is the overriding chemical, okay? So when you start to feel good and then it all starts to downfall, all you need to, those blood cells are releasing that chemical. They hold back a little bit of it, so that way when it's not getting its fix, it releases it to initiate your body into producing more of it, which is why you find that when things are going good and you're actually able to breathe and take a break, all of a sudden it starts coming in. And then it's just like, there you go, there's that spiral again, right? I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense, okay? So this is how I started changing that chemical. It's still the same chemical, but it's the happier chemical instead of the scared, sad chemical, right? And what it is that you get to a point when you realize, and you're healing, right? And you get to a point and you're like, how do I stop this? Well, when you recognize, when you're doing okay and you feel that downward spiral, you have to stop. And you have to initiate the other chemical into being produced by your body. So you have to stop and go, what is it that I can do right now that will make me happy, that will bring me joy, that will bring me peace? And then you have to force yourself to do it, okay? And that is exhausting, I know. And this is how I tricked myself into doing it, okay? So when you think of yourself, think of what you do for others, right? Think of all the love and the understanding and the compassion that you have for others. Now, you know how you're feeling and you know what's happening. And when that happens to you, stop and pull somebody that you love into your life. For me, it was my best friend, Rosie. So when I would feel that downward spiral happening and I didn't want to make a move and I just thought, oh, am I going crazy? I would stop and go, if Rosie called you and said she was feeling this way right now and that the only thing that she could think of that would make her happy is to go to Walmart and get a Honeycrisp apple, what would you do? And where for me, would be like, I ain't going anywhere. I don't have a vehicle. I have to walk 1.7 miles just for an apple? I don't think so. But when I replaced myself and I put myself in my best friend's shoes and thought, if she called me and was feeling like I was feeling and was like, I just want to go get a Honeycrisp apple, what would you be doing? And I was like, I'd be putting on my fucking shoes because my ass is going to be walking to Walmart to go get a Honeycrisp apple. And so I forced myself at 1:30 in the morning to put on my shoes and walk my happy ass to Walmart to go get a Honeycrisp apple. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but if this is resonating and you're understanding what I'm saying, just doing that could be the largest hurdle that you have to accomplish that week, right? And it seems pretty easy for somebody who is not going through what you are going through. I'm being told that with everything that is happening, and of course this is all very beautiful, but for so long, and especially in our society, the soul has been neglected in a sense. And I don't want to say like neglected. It was just that there was focus on the physical body, right? And now there's a focus on the mental, right? But there's three components to it, and it's the mind, the body, and the soul. And so if you're not actively working on all three, however that resonates with you, whatever belief system that you believe in is perfect. Wherever you're at right now, just understand, for you, it is perfect. And where you need to be for any and everybody else is perfect right this second, okay? But you're going to be, it's like I'm hearing that your greatest gifts are right on the other side of your fear. Your greatest gifts are what you perceive to not be gifts. You might perceive them to be faults. Another example, okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep giving you examples of me, apparently. I'm very used to, like I said, I much get things done in the world, right? I'm very much a hands-on person. I want to build it. I want to see it. Blah, 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 blah. So the fact that I am sitting here and giving you guys nothing but my time and my words would not have happened years ago, just saying. Like, they have been pushing me to do these videos for over a year. And I was going to do them where I didn't show my face, but they were like, they're not having that. So, like, part of my challenge is learning that there is value in what I speak. There is value in what I feel called to share. And it does, like, what I'm being told is that the messages and the insights that I bring that help you guys figure out your lives and your paths and your purposes is greater than anything that I have accomplished on earth as of this point in this life. They're quick to remind me of that too. So when you're going through this spiritual awakening and there's so many different names to be put on those who are called to a spiritual path, right? So many different names. But when you become aware that this is like a journey that you're taking, it's almost like the world kind of has to, I don't want to say stop, because it doesn't stop, but it's almost there's almost like a major force to pull away anything and everything that's going to alter this course that you're on. And the biggest, and what they tell me what that is that the reason why it's like coming up against these walls when you're on this path is because you got to look at it as like a graduation. And they told me that one time too. They're like, you did it, congratulations, it's done. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I haven't done anything. I thought I was like learning to get something done, but nope, apparently I did it. And they're like, you just graduated. And then I was like, what? I didn't even realize I was in fucking school. What the fuck is going on? And then there was a lot of talk about like everything that you have built in school is still yours, but it's almost like vacation time in a sense. This part is about you shedding that which hurts you, and there's so much love for you that it's like making it as painless as possible as they can. All right, or you're making it as painlessly, or yeah, doing this painlessly as you possibly can get through it. But it is going to very much, it's almost like it was like you were on this side before and now you're going to this side. It's it is almost like a complete switch. And I'm already 22 minutes into this. All right. I'm being told that a lot of you are really starting to connect things to your childhood. Dreams, imaginations, things that happen. It's almost like something just happened to you today, and it was like, but something like that happened to you when you were 5 or 6 or 7. Okay? It's almost like you go through like this beautiful I'm being shown tie-dye, and I'm not sure how to incorporate that. Okay, that's good. All right, they should show me something beautiful. Okay, you guys. So imagine like you're being told like, hey, you're doing this, and you're thinking like, but this is only just like, okay, what did I, it's almost like whatever you think that got you here is now being like blanketed with the love. If you could imagine like you were focused on one thing, right? And then and then all of a sudden there's people are like, you did this and you did this and you did this, and it's expanding over your life, your whole life. So it's more of along the lines of telling you like you've always been in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Like this is connected to this. You've always been on the right path. And where did you guys? Yeah, you've always been on the right path. You are not going crazy. I am going to put my email address below this video for you. So if you feel like this is what is happening to you, and you have nobody around that you automatically can bring up to mind that is going to understand or help or assist or give you clarity, then please email me. Please email me. It, like, if when you think it's like you're really being taught to, in a sense, kind of be selfish, right? Because you are kind of like built, like making sure that this is pure, strong, solid. So it's like you are working. You're not, like, you have to walk your journey on your own, but you never have to walk it alone. And so if you're hearing this and it resonates with you and you're just like, I think that's what the hell is going on with me, and even if you're still not sure, email me. We'll, you know, if we need to get on the phone and talk, we'll get on the phone and talk. Your journey helps my journey. So if you're able to walk your path with more understanding and more clarity, and and look at it with more like understanding and joy, that helps me walk my path too. So reach out and yeah, reach out to me. And if I'm gonna stop there because we're a little bit past 26 minutes. I know that there is so much more that I could say. So if this video helps you in any way and you like it and you want more of them, then let me know that, and I can start to incorporate these kind of videos also, because I still feel like I'm still gonna just do the general readings once a month, because it's very much a soul level, what's your soul up to doing general readings. But before I let you guys go, the most amazing, beautiful thing, because I've never done general readings before, and I've done readings for years, not really like, let me do your readings, but I've always had the cards and the readings. But I have noticed that one of my gifts from gifting general readings is that it's like it helps me clean. I have done some purging. I have been able to recognize some anger that I've been holding on to, and not that like I was reacting with this anger and I knew it was there, I just hadn't found the spot that I needed to cut in order for it to, you know, fall away. But after you're doing your reading, Cancer, for February 2019, a couple of days, and it was just like, I don't know quite how to describe it, but I know that it was gifted with all you beautiful souls that I've connected with in this reading. So thank you so much, because it feels amazing to release that stuff. And like I said, I'm going to put my email address in the description box below, so email me. And you don't, like, email me if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, you need to get things off your chest, you need to release some things, like, reach out and let me know if you like these videos, and if you do, I will upload more. I love you guys, and sorry I kicked the tripod again. You're not going crazy.